Guys, welcome. We have a very interesting situation here. There's actually a script that was recently leaked for a Spyro movie that was supposed to come out sometime in the late 2000s. The production of this movie was actually scrapped in, I guess, sometime 2009, 2010, because the Activision or whoever owned Spyro at the time decided to make Skylanders. So this was the end of the Legend of Spyro series. A quick little background on the Legend of Spyro. It's a PS2 series of Spyro games that came out as a trilogy. I actually played a couple of these games, which you can see on my YouTube channel, but essentially, this is like a more serious take on Spyro, sort of like Lord of the Rings meets Spyro, which is just a fucking terrible idea. Like, who came up with that? Anyways, the whole plot of The Legend of Spyro is, I'll give you guys a quick sort of setup plot synopsis before we get into reading a leaked script that actually just got leaked recently. So before we get into this, let me explain the plot real quick and then we'll get into the script, all right? And by the way, to anyone who's comfy, who remembers any of these Legend of Spyro games, a quick chuggers for you. And yeah, enjoy the ride. This is going to be an interesting one. Cheers. So, the basic plot of The Legend of Spyro is that essentially Spyro is like a special egg that was like raised by, I want to say, the Dark Master. You know, he's trying to get this special dragon egg, but then the guardian of this dragon egg, Ignitus, basically sends this egg down a river so that the Dark Master can't get it. And this egg turns out to be Spyro, and the Dragonfly species like finds this egg and raises Spyro in like a, you know, in like a forest basically. So essentially Spyro's parents are Dragonflies, and that is not a joke. That is like literally the canonical thing happening here. Spyro's like adopted by Dragonflies, and thus Sparks joins him on his journey to eventually conquer the Dark Master, basically. And along the way, freeing Cinder, another dragon, from the dark spell of the Dark Master. Cinder in the original Legend of Spyro game was like the evil bad guy, and then in the later games she becomes like she's on your team and stuff. So that's like the basic plot. It's a Spyro versus the Dark Master versus the dragons, and Cinder helps out along the way. Female Spyro helps out along the way. That's the basic plot right there. I know there's a lot more to it. To any Legend of Spyro nerds, feel free to like add additional context in my comments or the chat or whatever. But essentially, you guys know what you need to know to get started here. Now, as of a couple days ago, we got this fucking script right here dropped on us. This is some shit because we did not know that there was actually even a script like even written for this movie. I think all we had was like this promo poster, and that's all that was known about this movie. Again, it got canned and scrapped before Skylanders came out because of Skylanders, basically. But here's the script right here, and the reason why I want to read through some of it today is because it's bad, guys. This is not a great script. There's some very you might say cringy moments throughout this script. I haven't read the whole thing in its entirety, but let's just say I've seen a couple of highlights from it. One of which Spyro inflates like a balloon and floats away. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna read through some of this script together. A good portion of it. It is 89 pages, as you can see down below. But we're gonna read through some of this. And guys, I'm gonna cope by drinking some fucking drinks right here. And I hope you guys enjoy this journey, this little read through of the soon to be, never was to be Spyro movie. Cheers. So we start. This was a draft from 2008, you can see. So we start. We hear an ancient voice that seems to be speaking from a faraway place. For centuries, we dragons lived in peace. Fade in. An ancient world. A pink sun rises over the magical landscape of rolling hills and lush forests. This is like the Dragonfly realm. A silver river weaves through the countryside, and all around there are dragons. And actually, it seems to stay pretty true to the start of Legend of Spyro, which is cool. Yellow ones, blue ones, green ones, dragons of every color. They fly through the sky, run through the tall grass, and drift lazily down the river. We prospered and lived in harmony with all the creatures of the land. It was a time of great balance. A few of the dragons flap into overgrown valleys and emerge with mouths full of juicy berries. A couple others playfully chase each other through the clouds in a game of dragon tag. As we watch a mother and father fly beside their dragon son and cheer him on as he takes to the air. It's wholesome. More story than any of the original Spyro trilogy, I'll tell you that much. Perhaps we were all so blinded by the light that we were unable to see the darkness approaching on the horizon. Blast! A burst of fire explodes out of the clouds, whoosh, knocking two of the dragons out of the sky. We were unable to see the coming of the Dark Master. We hear a mighty roar and see two red eyes shine out of the clouds. They shine brighter and brighter. The white completely engulfs the screen. We regain focus and find ourselves in a dark room where a small egg sits on a soft batch of thatch, glowing with luminescence that seems to come from within. A mighty red dragon stands before it. This dragon is Ignitus. He finishes his story. And that is why you are so important, young one. For with you comes hope. Ignitus smiles down at the egg and then boosh! The room shakes. Ignitus' eyes widen. The room shakes again and the temple starts trembling. Dirt falls from the ceiling and falls up here in the wall. Ignitus tries to stay at the wall. Boosh! The stone pedestal supporting the egg starts to give way. The egg rolling out of its nest, it drops, but Ignitus catches it just in time. Whew! The gravelly voice of another dragon suddenly bellows from his side. They found us, Guardians! Save the eggs! Ignitus darts over to an opening in the rock wall and peers out. Dragons scambling from roots and taking off into the night with eggs in their mouth. Zzz! Blasts of green acid come down out of nowhere, hitting a blue one in mid-flight. Spyro! Ignitus watches in horror as the dragon clutches its chest and falls into the darkness. The egg falling along with him. Ignitus scans the sky for the source of the blast, and he's shocked by what he sees. A pack of hideous creatures is emerging from the clouds, hissing in delight. They have sharp claws and jagged yellow teeth, their bodies consisting of rotting leaves, twisted thatch, and dripping mud, as if they were cut from the earth itself. These elemental beasts hang in the sky, their red eyes gleaming. Surrender the eggs as the Dark Master ordered. There's no use in resisting. Give them to us, bitch, if you want the temple to stand through the night. A yellow dragon suddenly bursts through the temple with an egg in its mouth. It's spotted by two of the elemental beasts. Descend upon him. One extends a sharp tail and stings the dragon like a scorpion. The dragon goes limp as the other elemental beasts grab the egg out of its mouth and fly off into the distance. The eggs! Protect the other eggs! And then he's gone. Ignitus turns away from the window and rushes to the egg. It's time, little one. He picks up the egg and places it under his wing when crash! The wall explodes and again, boosh! Revealing four more elemental beasts. No! Give it to us now, they say. Ignitus turns the shelter into the egg and he smiles. Isn't it nice when your enemies line up for you? He inhales and whoosh! He beats the blast of the beasts with the burst of red fire. The beasts are blown back, and Ignitus takes the egg in his mouth. He flies into the night, making a clean getaway. Ignitus, what a badass. They didn't make him the Dragon Guardian for nothing. Ignitus hits the sky, flapping as fast as he can. He's finally out of it. Three of the beasts regroup and give chase. Or is he? He's defenseless with the egg in his mouth. He cannot use his fire. As we all know, dragons emit fire from their mouth only. That is just basic anatomy right there. They all charge, and suddenly Ignitus tosses the egg into the air, blasts the opponents, and catches it again. One of the beasts falls from the sky, but the other two keep coming. They spit their green acid at him. Ignitus does his best to dodge the beasts and stay with him. Bam! One of the dragons rams him right from the side. Goosh! Another one rams him from the other side. Boom! Both beasts suddenly pull up and ram him at once. Goosh, double teamed, but Ignitus hits the brakes and the beasts slam into each other. Not quite, boom, right in the head. Ignitus smiles and zooms past them. The beasts scream in rage and shoot off after him. As they pick up speed, they start running through the air like flying eels. They get closer and closer and slam! They connect with Ignitus's neck and the egg flies loose. No! Spyro! Ignitus watches in horror as it falls through the sky and splash. Thank God it hit the Silver River. Ignitus dives after us, but the beasts follow, and all chase after the egg as it heads downstream into raging rapids. The egg is bounced around, narrowly missing the sharp rock. Spyro, no! Ignitus is following, trying to grab it, but the beasts grab his tail and pull him back in, dropping it into the river. They keep pulling me back in! The egg barely avoids destruction. Ignitus narrows his eyes. Enough of this. He flies out into the channel, towards a brittle thicket of trees into the distance. The beasts follow and suddenly turn around in the air and... the trees ignite in an explosion of fire and beasts are blown out of smithereens. Ignitus drops down the Silver River and finally snatches the egg. Finally! He checks it and it's still intact, thank God. He looks around. What now? When suddenly, something catches his eye. A glimmer. You get it? A glimmer in the forest up ahead. Ignitus brightens. He casts a glance behind him. There's no sign of the beasts, and he flaps off towards the glimmer. Okay, I had to really put the glimmer back. All right, and so the stage is set, my friends, for Spyro's journey to begin. Chuggers at the chat. Ignitus lands in a quiet woodland glen. The glimmer is gone now. Can I get shut the fuck up with the glimmer? I get it. They look around and whisper into the fog. Brothers, please, it is I, Ignitus the dragon. I need your help. Only the gentle rustling of trees can be heard. I beg you, reveal yourselves. Suddenly, a little glowing orb of light emerges from the wood. They appear to be dragonflies? They circle around Ignitus, setting the desperation of his face aglow. Ignitus says, "There's no time to explain, my friends. I call on the allegiance of our distant ancestry." Again, weird connection that the dragons are connected to dragonflies, you know, genetically. Anyways, take this egg, raise it in secret. It's the only hope we have for dragon and dragonfly kind. The dragonflies exchange hesitant glances. One, a serious-looking bug with a strong, steady glow, flies into the foreground. This is Flash. Wherever there are dragons, there is war. We're a peaceful creatures. Dragon Ignitus, don't bring your trouble with us. This egg will end all wars, Ignitus responds. It has been prophesied that the dragon will hatch from it and bring peace to all the lands. Please, you must help me. The dragonflies look at each other, unsure, when suddenly a shadow falls upon them. They all look up and see the two elemental beasts circling in the sky. And Ignitus, he gives the dragonflies a pleading look. Please, it's now or never. Suddenly, a female dragonfly with gentle eyes flies forward. This is Luna. We will do what we can. Flash looks at her and shakes his head. Ignitus smiles with the relief and rolls the egg towards her. The dragonflies lift it up and carry it towards a hidden passage in the rock when a blast of green acid whizzes past Ignitus. The beast found him. He casts one last gaze into the dragonflies and then takes off into the sky. Skaboosh! The beasts suddenly are upon him, tearing and clawing at him. Wah! One of them raises its sharp tail and sting right into Ignitus's butt. He goes limp. He tumbles through the air and drops lifelessly into the Silver River. The beasts cackle in triumph and swoop into the glen. It's deserted with no sign of the egg. They roar with frustration and scream into the woods. Hide! Hide from us now, but you cannot hide forever, bitch! The Dark Master will find you and prove the folly of this so-called prophecy. Zoo! They blast into the trees with their green acid and take off into the night. Beer break. It is now nighttime in the Dragonfly Glen. We're safe for now. We're in a secret valley hidden in the forest. 2 dragonflies flutter around the egg, Flash and Luna, husband and wife. Uh-oh. I don't know why I didn't stop you. I should have put my wing down. You and your wing. It's the right thing to do and you know it. Dragons and dragonflies have an ancient pact that was only mentioned at the start of this part of the series. But what are we gonna do? Luna, raise it as one of our own? We already have an egg. So what's one more? Dear hubby, one more egg? A special one? Surely we could convince this small dragon child that he's actually a dragonfly. We are related as ancestors after all, which just makes perfect sense. Luna gives him a smile. Flash frowns, but eventually gives in. The wife always wins after all, isn't that right, fellas? Even in the world of dragonflies. Later that night, Luna and Flash roll up the egg into a soft bed of thatch. Not hay, thatch. They're the writers of this love thatch. Next to a much smaller egg. A dragonfly egg. Luna pats the egg and dusts him off. She turns to her husband and gives him a look, and he blinks. What? Oh, right. He flutters off, and returning a beat later, he has some leaves. He places them on top of a dragonfly egg, covering them like a blanket. Oh, so cute. Luna smiles. He places one on top of the dragon egg. It sits on top of it like a hat. Then Flash smiles. What a silly joke, Flash. Luna doesn't smile. This is very serious, okay? He sighs, and then flies off again. End that marriage, right? That's just like, that's like my wife. That doesn't exist. Cheers. All right, at this point, I'm just gonna be honest, I might start skipping over some stuff. I definitely wanted to read the entire exposition there. By the way, that exposition is very similar to the intro to the Dawn of the Dragon, the first game, or whatever the first game was. That's not Dawn of the Dragon, but whatever the first game in Legend of Spyro is, that whole intro was basically that, essentially. Pan down to a row of expectant drug. Sorry, my PC blue screen. We're back. Let's continue. As I was just mentioning, we've gotten past the exposition at this point, and now we are at we're getting into some of the cringe here. Expectant parents montage. Okay? Get into the pregnancy kinks here, all right? Pan down to a row of expectant dragonfly mothers. All caps. All knitting tiny little booties with happy little silkworm helpers. Bro, what is this? At the end of the row, Luna is knitting her enormous pair of booties. You can't make this writing up. What the fuck? Her silkworm helper desperately tries to keep up. Wow. Pan down to a row of expectant dragonfly fathers building tiny little cribs. I like the emphasis on these words. At the end of the row, Flash is hammering the last nail into an enormous crib. Bang, bang, crash. The entire thing topples over. The other expectant dragonfly fathers laugh. Wow. A dragonfly doctor. Dude, it's like a whole dragonfly society. A dragonfly doctor holds a stethoscope made of sticks up to the dragonfly egg and lets Flash listen. Thump, 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 thump. Flash lights up. The doctor then holds the stethoscope up to the dragon egg and lets Flash listen. Thump, 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 thump. Flash is blown across the room. Swoosh. The end sequence. The cozy dragon. Oh, wait. Oh, we don't get to see the rest of it. I think that was the egg hatching. I think that was Spyro hatching right there. They'll probably get back to that soon. A cozy dragonfly dwelling. The eggs sit in their nests before a flickering fire. Now we're at a different scene here. Luna flutters before them with a warm smile. Any day now, Flash. Any day. I guess that wasn't the egg hatching. It was just being annoying. Just being a little piece of shit like Spyro is, you know, a little sassy. Behind her, Flash gives her a look and then passes out. I love adding like emphasis to the caps word. We push into the embers of the fire and a dark mountain. Again, dissolve into a new scene. There's a lot of dissolving into new scenes here. A dark mountain is hideously framed against the dual moons. Its peak is shaped like a gargoyle, twisting unnaturally into the night sky. A moat of bubbling tar winds around it like an oily snake. It's bleak, it's horrible, and yet we move inside. A large red gem, sits atop the stone pedestal, bathing the room in an eerie glow. The small black bat with oversized fangs hangs upside down from the ceiling. This bat is Pox. He watches as the two elemental beasts slither in, one of which is holding an egg. Pox, lisping, says this. Master, the beasties, they have returned. The elemental beasts approach the darkest corner of the room and place the egg down like an offering. As you command, Master. The two red eyes appear in the darkness. They gaze down the egg and narrow. This is not the egg of prophecy! The elemental beasts flinch and cower. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. Pox watches with sadistic delight as one of the elemental beasts summons enough courage to step up to the red eyes. But the Guardians, it's the one they coveted. How can you be so sure that this isn't the right egg? You dare question me, says the Dark Master. We're sorry, Master, we failed you. Let us take it away and silence. Leave it where it lies. I will make use of it. The elemental beasts back away. We will return to the temple. We will find the egg you seek. No. The elemental beasts stop. Your service has come to an end. Blast! Fire suddenly explodes out of the darkness, reducing the elemental beasts to simply piles of ash. Rest in peace. Pox giggles with delight as the display and the reflection of the red eyes appears on the egg. As for you, my delicate egg, your service has only just begun. A claw reaches out and pets the egg. And your brother egg will be found. It will be found. The red... John Madden! The red crystal suddenly pulses, filling the room with a crimson glow. Pox, I have a task for you. Pox's eyes widen with delight. He launches off the ceiling and lands on the egg. Anything, Master. Anything. As Pox waits for his instructions, we move close to the egg and... Another scene transition. Right when something interesting is about to happen, it's a fucking scene transition. Okay, we're back to the Dragonflies. Where the other egg sits on the bed of soft thatch next to the dragon. Dude, take a drink every time they fucking say the word thatch. Suddenly, one of the eggs trembles. Luna flies up. What was that? She stares down at the eggs, but it looks like it was nothing. She shrugs it off and goes to fly off again when the other egg trembles. Luna, she spins around and watches with excitement as both of the eggs start to twitch and shake. She turns and, Flash, I think they're hatching. I think they're both hatching. Flash quickly appears by her side, frazzled. Okay, honey, let's just stay calm. Breathe. I need you to breathe. The important thing is to not panic. He starts flying back and forth in a panic and, I'm gonna go boil some water. He goes to fly off, but Luna grabs him. Honey. Just watch. Flash takes a deep breath and watches with Luna as the egg continues to twitch and tremble and crack! The expectant parents gasp as the little yellow dragonfly pokes his head out of a smaller egg. He's pretty cute. Wide-eyed. He's a spitting image of Flash and Luna. So I guess this is like the actual... This isn't Spyro, but it's like their actual biological dragonfly egg. The proud parents glow even brighter at the sight of him when, crack! The other egg cracks open and a much bigger head pops out of it. Oh my goodness! It's pretty cute. It's cute. Why, thank you for the raid. It's cute, wide-eyed, and looks nothing like Flash and Luna. Yeah, they're fucking dragonflies. It's a little purple dragon. Spyro is born! Ladies and gentlemen, we just read Spyro being born, okay? Do you understand the lore implications here? Okay? The fucking dragon, it literally just hatched from an egg in front of two dragonfly parents, filling the most like stereotypical paternal 1950s American mom and dad roles. You know, while meanwhile their actual biological dragonfly son also just hatched right next to Spyro. Let's see their reaction. My son will be named Sparks. Luna gives him a look. And our other son will be named... And Flash looks at the little purple dragon, and then he looks away. He's not ready to accept it. Luna frowns at him, and then smiles at the new dragon's son. Spyro. We will call him Spyro. Luna smiles as the two babies look at each other in their new world. They see each other and smile. They're brothers. They beckon to each other and they both start wailing like little stupid babies. Babies. Cheers. They're little brubbers. So cute. Cut to the baby sequence. I have a feeling there's gonna be a cringy part. Luna sits in a rocking chair, gently rocking Sparks to sleep in her lap. Pan over to see. Dude, there's a lot of like weird, like, can I just pause for a sec? There's a lot of weird, like, maternal, paternal, fucking mom and dad, you know, raising the little babies. Like, okay, a little bit of it for the sake of like storytelling, but dude, like, this is all just like, oh, what are mom and dad doing with Spyro? Oh, what do you fucking do? It's like so weird for Spyro, okay? Like, right? Anyways. Pan over to see Flash in a rocking chair, struggling under the weight of Spyro in his lap. Just when Spyro falls asleep, crash! The chair breaks and Spyro falls to the ground. Dude, this Flash guy has a habit of breaking everything he tries to do. Spyro starts wailing. I'm gonna start skipping over this because I'm kind of over the mommy daddy shit. Glowing milk. Luna takes a tiny diaper off of Sparks and flies off. Guys, are you reading this? She takes a diaper off of Sparks. Bruh. Pan over to see Flash removing an enormous diaper from Spyro. Oh, haha, comic relief. It's bursting at the seams. Ew. What? They're literally talking about Spyro's shit. They're literally talking about Spyro's shit here. Changing Spyro's diaper. Bruh. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I'm skipping to the next part. Luna flutters in place, exercising her flutter mill. I don't know what that is. She finally stops, out of breath, and flies over to what looks like a small scale on the ground. She steps on it, but she doesn't like what it says. Oh, I'm never gonna lose this egg weight. Dude, can we get past the fucking, like, mommy daddy shit? How much of this... I'm skipping through some of this. Oh, Spark's about to take his first flap. Oh my god. He did it. Our little baby is flying. Oh my god, fuck off with this. Can we, like, skip to when he's, like, an adult? Spyro, older now. Okay. The age and size he'll be for the rest of the story. Whew. Oh my god, thank god we're past that. He's standing on the ground and trying to spread his wings. He gives him a little flap, but nothing happens. Sparks is like, come on, bro. Dude, you gotta think about this in the David Spade voice. He's like, come on, bro. Like the half-hearted David Spade from the first Legend of Spyro game. Come on, bro. You call that flapping? I'm gonna read every Sparks line in the David Spade cadence. Come on, bro. You call that flapping? Sparks, also older, flies into the frame. It's the first day of school. If you don't get liftoff soon, we're doomed. We'll be stuck at the crowd beetle table at lunch, and you'll know what those guys eat. I'm trying, Sparks. I'm trying. Spyro flaps his wing again. Still nothing. Sparks slaps his forehead. Crud beetles, here we come. Or, pardon me, crud beetles. Spyro gives him a look and smiles. Hey, we'll be sitting with them anyways, thanks to that haircut Mom gave you. Ew, dude! Like, we can't get off the mommy-daddy shit. Sparks' eyes widen. I told her to go easy on the antenna. The fucking David Spade Sparks. David Spade Sparks is the best Sparks. Sparks self-consciously adjusts his antenna. Spark, whatever, dude. And besides, fucking who cares? All right, can we skip past this? careful, boys. Look both ways before you cross the stream. Don't talk to any stranger bugs. And come straight home after. Luna, they'll be fine. Just endless mommy daddy shit, dude. Sparks chases Spyro through the glen. Haha, how's that for fast? Sparks with the bowl cut. Oh my god. Ooh, Dragonfly girl? Ooh. Hi, I'm Glimmer. Totally named after the first level of Spyro 2. Did you guys notice that? Oh, did you guys notice that? Oh, wow, what a cool callback. Oh my god. Sparks turns to her and his eyes widen. She's just so pretty. she's just so beautiful. Big fluttering boobs and a smile that completely lights up your cock. Sparks' jaw widens and it goes slack and completely loses the ability to speak. Goosh. Oh, hi. I'm David Spade. Sparks suddenly freezes in the air and drops into a bush. Oh yeah, because he's like flying, I get it. Glimmer shrugs and continues after the other dragonflies. Aw, Sparks has a crush. David Spade has a crush. And it's named after the first level in Spyro 2. Wow. Spyro runs up the bush and parts the branches to reveal Sparks still moon-eyed and slack-jawed. Sparks, are you okay? Alright, yeah, I'm fine. I just tripped, that's all. In midair? Let's just get to class, okay? Let's just get to class, okay? I can't do like the fucking half-hearted David Spade really nails the half-hearted reading. Glimmer and moi sitting in a tree. Oh my god, dude. Oh wait, Pox shows up here. Right as they go, they see a small black creature. This is like the Dark Master's bat. Oh, that says right here. It's the Dark Master's bat, Pox. He chuckles to himself, seeing this super cringy, like crush situation happening. Oh my god, I need a drink, dude. We're only like, how many pages? We're only 16 pages in. Oh my god, this is killing me. Honestly, so far, just a little quick intermission. So far, I actually really liked the intro. I liked how it like set the scene and it was like all epic, like Lord of the Rings, you know, levels of like, oh, the prophecy, like we gotta, you know, all that shit. The actual like setup is beautiful. But then all this shit with like the fucking like, oh, mom and dad, you know, raising Sparks when Sparks has a crush on the first level of Spyro 2. What the fuck, dude? It's so weird. Oh, let's not forget changing Spyro's diaper. Let's not forget that little tidbit. It was full. It was full. Good grief. Spyro shit. Yeah. Literal Spyro shit in this movie. All right. They're looking at a teacher. Dragonfly, they're at school or something. All right. Stop fluttering about, the teacher says. Now then, I see you all have found your wings. Very good, very good. No late flyers among us. But I wonder how many of you realize just how important flying is. I am not... I don't know who fucking got so attached to this whole, like, growing up, like, fucking coming of age fucking shit with the dragonflies. It's just not good. When dragonflies are threatened, which do we choose? Flight? Correct! Oh my god, who cares? You can just skip past all of this, you know? It's just like the teacher's just like, oh, this is, you have to fly. Hold on, what did he say here? Today we'll work on mastering your technique. I will teach you how to dart and hover, zig and zag, and most importantly, how to zoom. Underline, zoom. You guys remember that technique? Zoom. The dragonfly teacher flutters off. Sparks is like, hey, teach, can I talk to you for a sec? David Spade. Yes, what is it? It's my brother. He hasn't really, I mean... I can't fly, Spyro says. The dragonfly teacher turns to see Spyro standing there on the ground. Ah, yes, young Spyro, isn't it? Been looking forward to having you in my class. Don't worry, son. We'll have you up and off the ground before you know it. We just have to get a little creative. Spyro looks up at him nervously. Creative? As a group of young dragonflies slalom down the obstacle course, I almost read a shalom there. We pull back to see Spyro hooked into an elaborate system of pulleys. You just need a little help getting the motions down, that's all. Now, as you guys know, Spyro is like this is never explained in the games, but Spyro is the only dragon that can't naturally fly. He can only glide without the use of power-ups. So I'm interested to see this like explanation of like teaching him to fly here, okay? That's like, this is gonna have serious lore implications here, all right? You just need a little help getting the motions down, that's all. So on the count of 3, you flap those wings and I'll do the rest. Got it? Spyro's like, okay, sure, I'll give it a try. Spyro starts flapping his wings as fast as he can. Dragon teacher pulls on the rope. He's apparently like attached to a rope. The pulley system kicks in and Spyro starts to actually rise off the ground. That's it. Keep flapping. Don't stop now, boy. Spyro flaps and flaps, but then one of his wings gets caught in the rope and the entire system starts to unravel. Whoa! The Dragonfly teacher is yanked forward and pulled through the pulleys. Final destination? The entire system collapses. Spyro drops to the ground. The Dragonfly teacher says, like all woozy, he's like, ooh, not bad for your first try. Passing out. So, okay, thankfully they didn't like incorrectly teach Spyro, like actually have him start flying. I'm glad they at least, I don't mind that scene, because that like, it's like an homage and a sort of not explanation, but like a fleshing out of Spyro's inability to fly. I actually appreciate that scene. That was not a bad scene. I could do without the shit diaper, but that scene, you know, I'll live with it. The other Dragonfly students, okay, quick series of shots. The Dragonfly teacher and 2 assistants fly under Spyro's wings like little, okay, they're still trying to help him. Stands in the middle, hose, what? Spyro stands in the middle of the clearing with some sort of hose in his mouth. What? The Dragonfly teacher fluttering over a small hand pump. Are they pumping Oh, this is the inflation scene. No, he starts pumping and Spyro starts to inflate and rise into the air. But then Spyro sneezes, shooting himself out of frame and blowing the teacher to the ground. Just absolute, just Steven Spielberg levels of just script writing here. Just amazing. And now a very nervous Spyro sits in a small basket that's in a slingshot. He's shot out of frame. Crash. Oh my god. Hey, what do you call a dragonfly that can't fly? A dragon, actually. The dragonflies laugh even harder. The Spyro looks at the dragonfly bully. That's a real character. Dragonfly bully. And with a red glow, he flies up. I don't think he's a dragonfly at all. I don't know what he is. The dragonfly flies around Spyro, looking him up and down. What's with you, no-fly zone? Why can't you fly? Why are you such... What? Why are you so gigantoid? Oh, because he's big. Why are you so gigantoid? And are you purple? I don't know. Spyro says. You know what I think? I think you're nothing but a freak. Burn. Spyro winces. Ugh, hurt. When Sparks comes pushing through the crowd. Hey, lay off him. Oh wait, no, hold on. This is David Spade Sparks. Hey, lay off. He's on a freak. Don't say that. The Dragonfly bully gives Sparks a look. You're one to talk. Nice haircut, pussy. The crowd explodes with laughter. Yeah, he does have a bad haircut. He's a dragonfly, doesn't have hair. Sparks turns bright red and covers his antenna. Stop it, Spyro says. Stop picking on us. The Dragonfly bully turns back to Spyro and gets right in his face. Why don't you make me? Spyro glares up at the bully and then sags. Yeah, that's what I thought. Spyro looks at his feet. Come on, Spyro. Pardon me. Come on, Spyro. Let's get out of here. Sparks pulls Spyro off. As they go, the Dragonfly bully gives them one more remark. See you around, gigantoid. More Dragonfly laughters accompany Sparks and Spyro as they disappear into the trees. So sad. It's just a tale of bullying. Really relatable, you know? About how, you know, you get inflated and shit, and then a bully makes fun of you for, like, fucking not flying. Super relatable, dude. My God, so sad. This is like a low point in the. I'm finna cry, dude. Sparks says, "Don't let that guy get you down, bro. He's a rotten egg since he was an egg." But he's right, Sparks. Why can't I fly? Why am I so big? And why am I the only dragonfly that's this color? Oh, well, you might as well ask why I'm so good looking. Wada, thank you for the raid. You might as well ask why I'm so good looking. Every dragonfly is different, that's all. Yeah, I just think I'm more different than most. Spyro sighs. Sparks gives him a look and tries to snap him out of it. Hey, I know what'll cheer you up. Mom said she's making grub burgers for dinner tonight. Come on, I'll race you. She's making grub burgers, dude. You guys remember when your mom used to make the fucking burger? Yeah, anyways. Okay, but you know the rules. No flying, no narrow shortcuts, no hey! Sparks is already way ahead of him. Spyro laughs. Oh, you kid. After him, and he goes into the pleasant woods. It's a fun little chase between best friends, they're brothers. When they emerge from the trees into the Dragonfly Glen, they find their village is under attack. Oh, actual sad moment. Strange creatures are knocking over nests and chasing dragonflies with clubs. Like the elemental beasts, these creatures also appear to be cut from the earth. Their bodies are grassy, held together with thatch, take a drink, and loam, their mouths gaping, maws of rotting bone. These are the gobulins. Not goblins, gobulins, alright? That's special spelling, cheers. Sparks, what's going on? I don't know. We gotta find Mom and Dad. Spyro and Sparks charge into the chaos, and we move to another part of the glen, where two gobulins are holding Flash and Luna by the wings. They shake them. Stop stalling, maggot. We know you're hiding him. Oh, boss, technically they aren't maggots. See, the maggot is the larval stage. Shut up! I know what they are. little goblin relief, you know. If you tell us where he is, we'll let you each keep one wing. We told you. We don't know anything about any... Mom! Dad! There he is! The purple one! Spyro, run! Get out of here! And before Spyro can react, the goblins are all around him. Come here, little dragon. You're coming with us. Spyro backs away. Oh, what the fuck? Where'd I go? Dragon? What are you talking about? I'm clearly a dragonfly, okay? Ignore all the physical deformities, you know, whatever. Clearly a dragonfly. I'm a fucking dumb idiot, Spyro. Right, and I'm a fucking fairy princess. At least these goblins use their fucking heads. They literally say Deet Diddy. The fucking Carlos Mencia era fucking... Dude, the Deet Diddy was like a dead meme all the way... This script was written in 2008, keep in mind. Deet Diddy was like a dead meme in 2004. Deet Diddy, fucking Carlos Mencia. Yeah, okay. Deet Diddy, look at me. Aren't I pretty? Whatever you are, you're coming with us. Mom, Dad, what should I do? What should I... SWAT! Goblin number 2 swats Sparks to the ground. That's what... Sparks! Sparks looks up, hurt, powerless to do anything. Spyro pulls at the bars of his cage as the goblins continue to chortle. Is that like laugh? One of them still holds Flash and Luna tightly in his grip. I thought chortle was like a burrito or something. Like a Mexican dish. I guess we don't need you. I guess we don't need you two anymore. But there's one thing I need: a snack. Let me get my chortle from Chipotle. The goblin dangles Flash and Luna over the gaping maw. No! Whoosh! A blast of orange fire suddenly explodes from Spyro's mouth. It hits the goblins and sets their leafy hides ablaze. They drop Flash and Luna and hop screeching into the woods, stopping, dropping, and rolling along the way. Because you get it? Because that's like what they do in a fire. Okay, they drop... Spyro looks down at himself, confused and shaken, and then he looks at his parents. Who am I? Who am I? Luna flutters around the village, cleaning up with the other dragonflies. Spyro chases behind, still shaken. Come on, Mom! Tell me who the fuck I am. I want to know. I don't know what you're talking about, Spyro. You're my son. You're one of us, and I'm just lying to you like a good mother would. Stop it. Just tell me. Tell me what I am. Luna flutters, frozen. Flash flies up and puts his hand on her shoulder. Luna, it's time for him to know the truth. Luna nods, looking down. Flash turns to Spyro, takes a deep breath. It's true, Spyro. You're not the same as we are. You're not a dragonfly. You're just a dragon. A dragon? Say what? No, hold on, David Spade. Saying what? Sparks looks up at Olive with the bug eyes and Spyro sits before a dude. I hate this movie's like sort of like screenplay here because it right when like a scene is like getting interesting, they fucking cut away. I guess that's like how it works in movies, but it's just frustrating to read because it's like say what? It's like they're about to explain something, then next scene, you know? It's like fuck. Spyro sits before a flickering campfire. Flash and Luna flutter before him, their faces filled with the truths about to be told. You were given to us by a dragon from the Great Dragon Temple up the river. Do the whole intro prologue, you know, exposition dump. Wherever there are dragons, there is war, and now that war has come to us. Okay, we have to leave this place, he says. Don't worry, we'll do anything to protect you. Okay, Mom and Dad, great. What about Mom and Pop? Looking SpongeBob. It's pretty cool. I mean, a dragon. I thought of something. You could be my bodyguard. So they got me saying D. I say doot-to-do. Carlos Mencia says D-to-D. I say doot-to-do. Doot-to-do. I just realized that. Oh my god. Okay, this is getting serious. Spyro picks up a small leaf sack. He opens it and starts throwing stuff into it. He's about to run away from home, guys. This is getting serious. Spyro, what are you doing? I'm leaving, Sparks. Leaving? What are you talking about? Spyro turns to face him. Sparks, if I stay here, I put everyone in danger. You heard what the parents said, what your parents said. Wherever there are dragons, there is war. My parents? They're your parents too. No, not anymore. Sparks shakes his head. He doesn't understand. Sparks takes a deep breath. Spyro takes a deep breath. He says, Sparks, I need to do this. I need to find out who I really am. Spyro turns to throw his leaf pillow into the bag, but Sparks grabs it. This is silly. Spyro, nothing's changed. We're still brothers. Okay, so you're a dragon, not a dragonfly. What's the difference? 3 letters and a couple of pounds? Sparks takes the sack and chucks it under Spyro's bed. Come on, let's go to bed. Everything will be okay in the morning, trust me. How am I doing on the David Spade performance? Do I have as little energy as he showed in the first Legend of Spyro game? Let me know. I might have too much energy. Okay, you're right, Sparks. Let's just go to bed together. Good night, Sparks. Good night, bodyguard. Sparks is asleep. Oh, he's talking in his sleep. He says, no, Glimmer. My name is Sparks, not Bois. We pan over to see Spyro, also asleep. Or maybe not. His eyes suddenly open. He quietly gets up, retrieves his sack from under the bed, and tiptoes towards the door. Oh, he's about to make a break for it. Before he leaves, he turns and gives his dragonfly brother one more look. Sparks still talking in his sleep. Oh, hey, have you met my bodyguard? Spyro sighs. So sad. And he tiptoes out. Spyro appears at the door and peeks in at Flash and Luna, asleep in a hammock. Okay, hold on. Physical, like, context here. They're dragonflies. They sleep in a hammock. I don't understand the logic there. Okay. He gazes at them and then drops his head and tiptoes into the darkness. So now he's off on his own. Spyro's on a journey. We're off. We're off, dude. Spyro by himself, but can he make it without Sparks? Let's find out. Chugger's in the chat. Spyro walks through the village, slacks slung over his shoulder, giving the glen he once called his home one last glance. He looks at the little dwellings and the tiny campfire pits and then walks off into the night. Spyro makes his way down a dark path. Moonlight barely penetrates the thick canopy of trees. Trees with branches that reach out at him like claws. I love the environment, like the set piece, like writing. I actually really like that in this script. That's like actually one of the better parts of this script is how they like make the set piece.
Mysterious noises echo all around him and strange shadows cross his path. Spyro looks around, afraid.
The dialogue is complete ass, but the setting is nice.
Are those figures in the bushes? Or is it just his imagination? He shivers and pushes on, but then, what's that? He spins towards a rustling in the bushes. Or that? He spins again, starts walking backwards, crouching. The sounds of the forest. Okay, he's got some fucking enemies coming up on him. Spyro runs through the thick forest, branches tearing at him, tripping at him. Where is he? He's looking around. He's lost. He's scared. He's confused. He tries to get his bearings, but he doesn't know where to turn. He looks down. Guess he could camp here. I thought he was under attack. Spyro drops some of the sticks onto a small pile of leaves. He picks up 2 of them, kneels down, tries rubbing them together. Nothing happens. He rubs hard. Bro, he's a dragon. Please tell me they're gonna get to the part where he uses his, dragon breath to light the fire. He stands up and looks around. Yeah, why not? I can't believe that his first thought was to rub the sticks together like a human Boy Scout. What? Like, it should just be innate that he just uses his fire breath, whatever. He takes a few steps, gets a running start and breathes, but nothing. He sits back down in front of the pile of leaves. Some dragon I am. Oh. This is like me whenever I get a bit bad time in Spyro. I'm like, some dragon I am. Spyro shivers, clutches the blanket tighter, and tries to block out the scary sounds that surround him. Okay, we're back at the evil lair. The red gem glows, casting the shadow of a young dragon onto the wall. Beside it, the red eyes of a dark master gleam from the darkness. Be still, my pet. Pox swings into view. Hey, I thought I was your pet. I mean, who found that pesky purple pest? Well, the dark master growls. Rawr. Sorry, I'll be quiet. I'm going with the Komodo Joe voice for Pox. With a little lisp. They said he has a lisp, so I'm trying to throw the lisp in there when I... Whoosh! Fire suddenly shoots out of the darkness and strikes the gem. The flames swirl and dance inside, illuminating an eddy of what appears to be a host of ghostly dragons. And then the fire shoots back out of the gem and connects with the shadow of a young dragon as if it were completing a circuit. The shadow shudders. Yes, embrace the darkness. Give into it. Let it fill you. Fill your heart with darkness. Fucking Kingdom Hearts. The shadow of the dragon steadies itself, twitches, and then starts to grow before your very eyes. Yes. 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 Fucking Plankton. Let it take away all of your fear. Let it grow within you and blah, blah, blah. Okay. My lord. And a goblin bursts in. My lord. We found it. The gem dims. The shadow of the young dragon fades. It was right where the little bat said it was. Pox is nodding proudly. Dark Master. Then why is it not before me? The goblins let out a big hearty gulp. Gulp. Well, we certainly did not want to disappoint your greatness, the Dark Master, but it breathes fire. Fire? You think that was fire? You foolish, foolish goblins! How surprised you'll be when you feel the fury of true dragon fire! Are they gonna die? The goblins close their eyes and brace themselves, but nothing happens. We're not toast? The red eyes dim. You have failed me. Make no mistake of that. But your folly may prove more valuable after all. The goblins relax. Pox is frowning. Oh man, at least charboil one of them. The dragon of the the dragon of the prophecy will not stay in hiding any longer. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. He will itch with questions, and there is only one place he could go for answers. Ooh, I know, the Dragon Temple. We will wait for him there. Oh no, we'll wait for him there and grab him when you will return here and inform me of his arrival. By then, my pet will be ready. So, little plot synopsis up to this point. The Dark Master has an egg, which is Cinder. All right, now, but Cinder isn't like the dragon of the prophecy. She's just a dragon. But the Dark Master is still like incubating her egg at the moment.
And meanwhile, these goblins are trying to steal Spyro from, I shit you not, the Dragonfly village where he was raised. Okay? The red gem suddenly glows again. I think this might be Cinder, illuminating the shadow of a young dragon. It stumbles forward and steps into the light. It's black. Yeah, this is Cinder, glistening, awkward on its feet. And there's something kind of feminine about it. Girl power. It snarls like a rabid dog. Whoa! Glad she's on our side. So fucking cheesy. The goblins stand there, staring at this monstrosity when... Now go! Do not fail me! So I think the Dark Master is trying to make these goblins, like, go, like, scout out for Spyro, but not, like, interrupt him again. Like, let him know when he reaches a certain point, basically. The black dragon suddenly opens its mouth and fills the room with a black fire. The goblins turn and run. The Dark Master chuckles. You will do nicely. A clock stands out of the darkness and pets the dragon's back. I shall name you after the fire's last gasp. I shall name you Cinder. Cinder Kit 5. Poggers. Okay, anyways. Cinder. Brilliant. It works on so many different levels. I guess that's why they call you the Master. Okay, yeah, cool line. Fucking dude. Like, this script is, like, almost okay. Honestly, this is not, like, the worst script I've ever seen, but there are just, like, some fucking, like, moments that are, like, okay, like, little fourth wall breaking, a little, like, trying to be funny, but clearly, like, it won't be funny, you know, like, on a movie. I don't know. It's like for kids, almost. Like, the level of humor is, like, geared towards children, is what it seems like. Which, I mean, probably that's what this movie is, like, designed for, I'm guessing. So Spyro wakes up. Change scenes here. Where am I? Oh, right. I'm still here. Still alone. Let's see what's on the menu. Okay, I'm gonna skip past Spyro's breakfast here. Hello, little spider. He's still trying to get the spiders. Oh, then he finds a giant spider. Right into another web. He's stuck. Ah! If you guys remember, there was a shit ton of spiders in Legend of Spyro, like the game, I think. Ooh, there's... Oh, God. The spider has the fucking voice like this. I'm sorry you guys have to hear this. Here's the white spider. Ooh, a dwagon? I caught a dwagon? I refuse to speak it with that accent. Mommy, daddy, I caught a dwagon. It's so fucked. It's so bad. Dude, it's so bad. Dude, and then we have a mom spider and a... So now we're about to have like a whole few pages of like mommy, daddy spider bullshit. Oh my god. I'm skipping past some of this. Okay, we're about to find Hunter. Okay, new scene. Oh my god, thank god. Thank god I skipped that part. The figure drags Spyro out of the cave. Okay, he got rescued. He says, who? Who are you? The figure lowers its cloak to reveal the proud face of a cheetah warrior. You can't make that sound cool. He smiles at Spyro with kind eyes. I'm gonna talk with the condescending Hunter voice. I am Hunter, or pardon me, I'm Hunter of the cheetahs. It's an honor to meet you, great dragon of the prophecy. Spyro. Hunter dramatically drops onto his knee and bows. Great dragon of what? Spyro says. Hunter stands up and looks at Spyro. Well, the great dragon of prophecy. Hunter dramatically drops to one knee and bows again. Oh, Spyro's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Okay, blah, blah, blah. They're like, Spyro's figuring out that he's part of a prophecy. What destiny? Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, Spyro, but I'm afraid that is not the story to tell, little one. Find me one orb and finish the minigame and I'll give you an orb to help you on our journey. Fuck you. Hey, Spyro. Okay, so Hunter and Spyro meet. Sweet. I think that you actually get to play as Spyro in some of the Legend of Spyro games, I think. Or maybe I'm thinking of Hero's Tale. Yeah, I'm thinking of Hero's Tale, actually. My bad. Not Legend of Spyro. Hunter emerges from the tree. Spyro follows behind him.
These are dark times, little one. The land and its creatures have suffered much. Okay, whatever, dude. There's a rustling. Okay. Hunter's like, stay here. Hunter puts an arrow in his bow. Oh, yeah, he's an archer, by the way. A ball of light suddenly bursts out of the bushes. Is that Sparks? Spyro, finally. I've been... SWAT! Hunter swats Spyro out of the air. Oof. Hey, what's the big... Ah! Hunter raises a foot. Hunter, no! He's my brother! Your brother? Brother? Oh, this is so stupid. Now, who's the furball? Oh my god. Dude, you'd think Hunter, if Hunter knew the... I don't know. You'd think there'd be like a little homage to the old games here, like, that's Sparks. He's the dragonfly that protects you. Make sure you don't let him change colors too much, or else you'll fucking die. You know, or some shit like that. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I guess the context of the story, he doesn't know who Sparks is. That's so un-Hunter-like for him to not know who Sparks is. Don't get all weepy on me. What's the deal with this guy? I don't like cats. You ever see them clean? Ew, what? What is this line? Oh, this is Sparks' line. What's the deal with this guy? I don't like cats. You ever see them clean themselves? They use their tongues. God, this honestly, dude, the dialogue in this script is what really pulls it down, dude. It's really, the dialogue is so bad. The set pieces are awesome. And like the story isn't terrible, but like the focus on like maternal, like, you know, happenings, you know, fucking mommy daddy shit, and like the dialogue is so bad. It's so bad. Like, I truly, even if this movie is geared towards kids, I truly believe you can make a video for kids that isn't like patronizing in its dialogue. That isn't like, what's the deal with this? Oh, they're fucking, they're doing this shit. Dude, oh, I'm fucking, you're a dumb idiot who's watching this. You're a dumb kid. You don't understand anything, you know? Like, I even when I was a kid, I hated when movies and shows were like that, where they talk to you like, okay, coming up, we're gonna do this, you know, like. And this dialogue kind of reads like that. Really, really just like childish humor and childish dialogue. I don't know. For such like a serious, you know, take on the Spyro story, it's just like a weird it's like a weird juxtaposition. Okay, blasted landscape. As the sun sets behind him, Spyro and Sparks follow Hunter through the blackened and scarred terrain. So okay, so they're all on a journey now. I'm starting to skip through a lot of this shit, just FYI. That's where I came from? Hunter and Spyro emerge at the top of the staircase. Okay, we're in the home of, I guess the dragon? I think we're in like we're in the dragon temple now. They've made their way to the Dragon Temple. The walls are cracked, the ceiling is caved in, and the floors are covered in debris. A few beams of sunlight stream in through the cracks, but otherwise, it's all dark. Spyro and Hunter enter the temple. Stepping through the rubble, Spyro flies beside them. It doesn't look like anyone's been here for years. We may be too late after all. Hunter shakes his head when, hey look, dragon graffiti. Sparks flies up the wall, lighting it up with his glow to reveal carvings in the stone. It's an ancient fresco. What? It's an ancient fresco telling the tale of it's, I guess, hieroglyphics is what a fresco is. Any fresco users in the chat? If any of these are your if any of these are your ancestors, you are really due for a growth spurt. Spyro gazes up at the carvings. He sees noble dragons, proud dragons, blah, blah, blah. They seem to stare back at him, stare into him, invoking feelings he's never felt before. Is this really what he is? What he's going to become? No. You're going to always be a small dragon. Spyro runs his fingers over the carvings and then sees something at the end of the room. It looks like a like a nest of thatch. Chuggers in the chat. You guys want to play the Spyro drinking game, the Spyro script drinking game? Take a drink every time they say thatch, okay? Lying in the rubble of a stone pedestal. Thatch. Let me take another drink of this too. Cheers. He approaches it and picks it up. It's just big enough for an egg. Could it be? Suddenly, a booming voice shakes the room. Who dares invade the sacred temple of the dragons? Spyro drops the nest and spins to face Sparks. What was that? I don't know, but I don't want to find out. Let's get out of here. They turn and charge for the door. No, wait! Suddenly, an enormous red dragon drops in front of them. Ah! Spyro and Sparks dart around him and run out. The red dragon freezes, realizing something, and we see it's Ignitus, the protector of Spyro. He looks much weaker than when we last saw him. Last time we saw him, Spyro was just an egg after all. He sees Hunter, and it suddenly dawns on him. He turns and starts after Spyro and Sparks. Wait! Come back, Ignitus says. He flies out after them. Hunter follows. Spyro tears down the stone staircase as fast as he can. Sparks flying behind him, trying to push him. Faster, faster. We're so stupid. What did we expect to find at a dragon temple? Suddenly, Ignitus flies into view beside them. Stop, please. I mean you no harm, he says. But Spyro and Sparks just keep charging down the steps. Yeah, right. Big scary dragon scares you once, shame on him. Big scary dragon screams at you as you're a barbecue. Come on, barbecue, you're getting closer. Spyro and Sparks hit the bottom of the steps and take off into the bushes. Ignitus taking off after them. Spyro and Sparks charge through the ruins surrounding the temple. They tear through the bushes, duck under the low branches, and dart through sharp rocks. Excuse me. Ignitus chases behind them. Dude, this is a long-ass chase scene. You must listen to me, he says. Spyro and Sparks look back. He's getting closer. Sparks grits his teeth and flutters over Spyro's back. Come on, Spyro. Flap what your mama gave you. He grabs Spyro's wings and then starts flapping them, but no dice. And then... look out. Spyro looks and swoop! He skids over a bed of loose rocks and whoa! He tumbles down a steep hill. Sparks is tumbling along with them even though he's a dragonfly and can fly. He tumbles along with them and they both slide down. Sparks holding onto Spyro's wings for dear life even though he's a dragonfly and can fly. And riding him like a toboggan. Whoa! Whoosh! They slide down faster and faster. Sparks doing his best to try to steer Spyro around the rocks and trees when crunch! They crash into a tree stump. Ow. I think I landed on my wings. Sparks flutters into the air and dusts himself off. Spyro pulls himself to his feet and looks around. Do you think we lost him? Spyro says. Ignitus suddenly drops out of the sky in front of him. Sparks jumps up. Let's get out of here, they see Ignitus again. Spyro's leaping to his feet and then turns to flee when Hunter suddenly appears in front of him. Stop! He's not gonna hurt you. He's the one who sent me to find you. If you find a pedestal, make sure to save at the pedestal. Spyro and Sparks freeze. What? Ignitus looks down at Spyro and smiles. Welcome home, little one. Come, there is much to do. Whoosh! He blasts a thicket of trees with his fiery breath, and a path back to the temple is revealed. Ignitus starts up to it, and Spyro goes to follow. Whoa. Are you crazy? You really want to go with that guy? Sparks, I think I have to trust him. He's a dragon, just like me. Spyro starts after Ignitus. Sparks is frowning, but he flutters after him, shaking his head. Why couldn't he have found out he was an elf? They're supposed to be really mellow guys. So now we're getting to the part where Spyro is going to start his training, which if any of you guys have ever played Legend of Spyro, you know that one of the shittiest parts of the game is having to do the training sections in the temple. So basically Ignitus is going to sit here and like teach, we'll see how long it lasts here, but in the games, like every like type of elemental breath you learn, you have to like do like a fucking 20-minute training section to learn. So that's where we're at now. Good God, Chugger's in the chat. Spyro's starting to finally fulfill the prophecy by learning the fucking giant explosion breath move that I spammed. The bushes part behind, but
As they go into the temple, the bushes part behind them, revealing Goblin number 1 and Gobulin number 2. They smile at each other and run off. They're going to go inform the Dark Master of what they've found. Now back to the Dragon Temple. Excuse me, one sec. 2 massive stone doors creak open in long shadows of Ignitus. They make their way through the temple, blah, blah, blah. I must say you are a welcome sight for these tired eyes. I thought you were lost for good. Who are you? Spyro says. How do you know me? I am Ignitus, the last of the Dragon Guardians. At one time I cared for you when you were just an egg. What? I see you have a good friend here. But I can assure you, little Dragonfly, I can be trusted. I'm the one who brought your brother to your peaceful glen. I returned when I thought it was safe, but the Dragonflies were gone. Dragonflies are like that. They live the way they fly. Quick, elusive, and so very cautious. Which is why finding them that night was so fortunate. So, Spyro, is it? Very good. Come, there's much to explain. Many 20-minute tutorials are in your future, Spyro. What is it? Ignitus says to Hunter. Just a feeling. Go, Ignitus. I will stay here and keep watch. Thank you, Hunter, for everything. Know that the dragons are forever in your debt. Here comes Sparks. And know that the Dragonflies are forever wondering why you don't have the sense of humor. Okay, whatever. Hey, that cat's gotta lighten up. David Spade, Sparks' voice. Okay, what do we got going on now? Ignitus leads Spyro in a sacred room. Okay, this is where the elders recorded the history of dragonkind, a history which you, young Spyro, play a very important part. Okay, he's teaching him the history. Okay, he's teaching Spyro freeze now. Freeze! Okay, I am skipping forward here. We're at page 50 now, so there's about like 30, 40 pages left. So we're beyond the halfway point now. At this point, quick plot synopsis. At this point, Spyro has been rescued. Yo, Kyroscope. Welcome, welcome. Chugger's in the chat. We're going to do a quick plot synopsis. We're at page 50 right now. At this point, Spyro, just a small egg, has been rescued from the dark place and taken by Ignitus to the Dragonfly Glen, where he was hatched, and many cringy mommy-daddy Dragonfly scenes then proceeded, one of which included Spyro taking a shit in a diaper, and also another one of him inflating and trying to fly. And then Spyro left the Dragon Glade as it was attacked by goblins sent by the Dark Master. So, in Spyro's leaving, he eventually runs back into Sparks, his brother, adoptive, brother, and he runs into Hunter as well, who rescues him from some spiders who talk like this. They talk like, hey, some weird ass spiders, and now he's finally run back into the original dragon who's sort of incubated his egg, his guardian, Ignitus, who saw to it that his egg made it to the Dragonfly Glen and made sure that Spyro was gracefully hatched. Now he is reunited with Ignitus for the first time and is now training his new elemental breaths in the Dragon Temple. Let's see what happens. Dragons fly gracefully through the sky, the tips of their wings touching the clouds. That is, before the rise of the dragon they call the Dark Master. Fire fills the sky, dragons fall. We hear a mighty roar and see 2 red eyes shine out of the dark clouds. From the beginning, his powers were unmatched. He could have been one of the greatest defenders of these lands, but he chose a different path. Drawn to evil and destruction, he used his powers to wage war on all dragonkind.
The skies darken as we move down to see dragons fleeing across the landscape. Blasts of fire exploding behind him, charging the earth. As his powers grew, he discovered new ways to spread his terror. He began to amass a dark army, pulled from the deepest depths of the earth. By the way, this Dark Master also just hatched Cinder's egg, who is now under his control. But the dark times were only just beginning. For the Dark Master was about to make a terrible discovery. He learned of the existence of a powerful crystal called the Life Gem that was said to be the source of all dragon magic. A red glow fills the screen. He realized that if he possessed this gem, he could make himself even more powerful by capturing the essence of all dragons he slaughtered and storing them inside the Crimson Crystal. Every dragon that fell into his might. Or every dragon that fell added to his might. His powers grew and grew until the darkness began to spread across all the lands. Okay, do evil. Crack! Suddenly the image starts to crumble and back to the dragon temple. Where the entire wall of frescoes, I guess that's like drawings and shit, drops into a pile of rubble. Spyro did that, I guess. Sparks in his a highly ecstatic David Spade voice is like, whoops. Don't worry, I can fix it. You got any glue? Ignitus, I don't understand, Spyro says. What does all this have to do with me? You, young Spyro, are the light in the darkness. In the year of the dragon, get it? In the year of the dragon, it was prophesied that a dragon would be born that would rise up and defeat the Dark Master. A purple dragon possessing untold powers. Get it? Because it's Spyro 3 is called Spyro Year of the Dragon. And Sparks' love interest that we have not revisited is also named Glimmer for some reason. Pretty cool references. You, young Spyro, are that purple dragon of prophecy. And then Sparks is like, him? You gotta be kidding me. He's scared of his own shadow. And I'll tell you a little secret. He can't fly 2 feet without falling on his butt. Until 2 moons ago, you thought he was a dragonfly. Imagine how he might surprise you tomorrow. Ignitus is hurrying down a crumbling hallway. Begin what? Oh, we gotta begin your... Oh, now we're beginning the training. Again, in the Legend of Spyro series, the training parts are like the most boring, tedious parts of the game. But yeah, this guy Ignitus is teaching Spyro all the elemental abilities so he can take down the Dark Master. Whoopie fucking do. Okay, let's keep going here. My fire is nearly burnt out. This is your task, young Spyro, your destiny. You are a very special dragon. I'm sorry, Ignitus. I can't do this. I'm experiencing feelings of angst and preteen sort of insecurity. What should I do? I just wanted to find out who I was, what I was. What you're asking, it's just too much. I understand. Everyone must choose their own path. But before you go, I want to show you something. Ignitus turns to 2 stone doors. He pushes them open, revealing a dark, charred valley that gives way to a desert of soot. There's a line of smoke in the distance as if it's from a fire constantly burning. With each passing moon, the desolation spreads further and further across the lands. And this is only the beginning. Spyro gazes out at the distant smoke. Sparks flies up. Okay, well, it's like Spyro said, this has been great. It's so nice meeting family you never know you had. Thanks for the story. Well, we'll just let ourselves out, okay? Spyro, come on, remember what they said in class? Fire or flight? I'd say this is a prime example of when we should choose flight. Huh. Sparks, look. Spyro points to the end of the line of smoke. I think that's the Glen. The Glen? Sparks squints, and then his eyes widen. Not far from the Silver River, Sparks blanches. Spyro turns to Ignitus. This really isn't going to end, is it? Ignitus shakes his head. And you're sure I'm the only one that can stop it? He nods. Then I at least have to try. Sparks' eyes widen. What? Spyro, you're out of your little purple mind? Sparks, dragonflies choose flight, but I'm a dragon. It's not that simple anymore. Sheesh, tell a guy he's a dragon and it goes straight to his head. Haha. Spyro's so fucking emo in this game, dude. I can barely handle it. It's like a dojo for, where are we? Dragon Temple Training Arena. Okay. Dragon magics. Okay, they're learning the dragon magics. Do. Feel the blood of your ancestors coursing through your veins. As the dragon of prophecy, every dragon that came before you is a part of who you are, young Spyro. You must listen to them. Let them show you the way. Reach out for the fire that so many of them possess. Feel the flames, tap into them, and then bring them forth. Spyro clenches his butthole, inhales, and roar! Poof. A small puff of smoke drifts out of his mouth. Spyro blinks. Sparks breaks into hysterics. He said, listen to your ancestors, not send them smoke signals. Cut to another part of the dojo. Spyro stands on an ivory perch high up on the wall. Flying. No matter what you've experienced, you can fly, Spyro. Ooh. It is your mind, not your body, that is holding you back. You sure about that, Big Red? Because his wings are puny and his butt is huge. This is a real line. His wing... Sparks... While talking about Spyro in this script, Sparks says his wings are heavy and his butt is huge. Or his wings are puny and his butt is huge. Rawr. Wow. That's a real line from the script, just saying. Spyro looks over the edge of the perch, scared. Now, put aside your fears and trust in what you are. Alright, here it goes. Spyro flaps his wings, jumps off the perch, and flutters there in the air. Hey, look, I'm doing it, but then crash! He drops out of frame. Oh. Sparks gives Ignitus a look. Are you sure you're certified for this? Okay, more and more. Fucking, okay, he's learning ice breath, blah, blah, blah. I can feel it. I feel cold. Yeah, whatever. Now we can make iced tea. Now we can make iced tea. Ow, ow, ow. Brain freeze, brain freeze. Oh my god, this man eating a Slurpee, dude. Okay, this is like the montage, right, of him like learning shit. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can roar. Spyro spins to face a target on the wall, opens his mouth, and pop! A tiny spark crackles on his tongue. Dude, you call that lightning? I generate more current when I fart. They need to make a fucking laugh track for this guy. You know what, Sparks? Why don't you just shut up? A bolt of lightning fucking destroys Sparks right there. Sparks is like, yeah! Spyro's like, I did it! I killed David Spade! Good, Spyro. Now quickly, from that same place, bring out... Okay, and it continues. Your fire! Roar! Small flame. Now ice! Okay, whatever. Can we get past this part? Okay, now... okay, training montage done. Fuck. Cheers. Chuggers in the chat. We're gonna head back to the Mountain of Mordor or whatever. Pardon me, Mountain of Malifor. The evil place. The black dragon Cinder kneels in the center of the room. She's much larger now, strong and monstrous. The red eyes of the Dark Master gleam in the darkness before her. It is time for you to spread your wings, my pets. Go to the temple and end this foolishness once and for all. Then, you and I will rule these dark lands together. Pox swings down from his perch. You and her? What about me? What about us? Us. He has a lisp. The Dark Master growls, roar. Pox cowers. Okay, sure. We'll all be one big happy family. I'm cool with that. Ooh, now Cinder's first line. I will not fail you, my master. Raspy. I will not fail you, my master. Fucking so stupid. Cinder raises her feet, extends her black wings, and flaps out of the room. Pox watches her go inside. Boy, I wish I was bigger. Alright, cool. Alright, Cinder coming of age right now. Alright. Back to the Dragon Temple. Ignited, Spyro, and Sparks sit on the floor, munching on a meal of twigs and berries. Is that what they eat? Alright, it's canon now. Hunter stands by the door, still peering out of the scarred countryside. I don't know. Or no, hold on, that's not Hunter. I don't know, Ignitus, says Spyro. So I can freeze a statue and turn the Dragonflies' lights out, but you really think that's going to be enough for me to defeat the biggest, meanest dragon of all time? Everything has a beginning, young Spyro. The important thing is for you to believe, truly believe in what you are. Only then will you fully tap into the power of your ancestors. Spyro takes this in and nods. Sparks pops a twig in his mouth and grimaces. Hey. Excuse me. Hey, Big Red, can I ask you a really important question? Of course. You got any salt? I don't get it. Hunter says, I can't shake this feeling, Ignitus. I mean, I can't shake this feeling, Ignitus. Hunter stands to the countryside. He picks up a bowl of milk and begins to lap at it like a cat. All right. Oh, Spyro's smiling when boom! The room suddenly shakes. What was that? Ignitus and Hunter leap to their feet when boom! The room is shaking again. The wall starts to crumble. Ignitus, what's happening? Crash! A battering ram suddenly bursts through the wall and an army of goblins charges in with axes and clubs. Spyro, get back! Spyro jumps back and Ignitus swings his tail, sweeping the first line of goblins right back out through the wall. What a badass. But a whole new line instantly takes their place. Hunter, we must get Spyro to safety. And Sparks too. Stay behind me, both of you. Whoosh! Ignitus blasts the goblins with a burst of fire and charges for the door. Hunter, Spyro, and Sparks follow, but a group of goblins leap in front of them. This doesn't look like safety to me. Hunter pulls out his sword and goes to work. I forgot he has he's a sword and an archer, you know, whatever. He fights the goblins back, lopping off the tops of their clubs. You know they wanted to say heads here. Clubs and shattering their axes, but more keep coming. A few leap onto Ignitus's back. Ignitus twists and thrashes, trying to shake them off. Off, demons! He somersaults forward, launching them into a wall. Bonk! Bonk! I get it. Then something catches his eye and... Spyro! Duck! Spyro ducks and whoosh! Ignitus releases a torrent of fire over his head. A cluster of goblins behind Spyro go screaming out of the room, their butts ablaze. Spyro pulls himself to his feet and sees dozens and dozens more goblins swarming into the room. They're everywhere! A pack of them suddenly jump onto Ignitus's neck. No! He wrestles with them when... Ignitus, look out! A goblin is at Ignitus's tail, raising his axe. Spyro suddenly charges and... Roar! He shoots a small stream of fire at the goblin, setting his head on fire. The goblin shrieks and runs off. Hey, look at that. Score 1 for grape juice. What the fuck does that mean? Good, Spyro. Good, Spyro. Behind you. Spyro turns and there's 3 more goblins charging straight towards him, their clubs raised. Spyro takes a deep breath and... Tink, tink, tink. Shoots a barrage of ice cubes. Ow. The goblins cover their heads and run off. Spyro smiles when 2 more goblins grab him from behind. He tries to fire on them, but they clamp his snout closed. Nice try. See, they figured it out. You just close his fucking snout. He can't do any of the fucking elemental magic. Just basic science. Spyro struggles, takes a deep breath, and zzz, a field of electricity surges around him. And they all fucking die. Ow! Goblins are thrown off, zapped by the stun gun. Spyro pulls himself to his feet when a rope goes around his neck. Hey! And then another rope lassos him, and then another. 3 goblins drop from the ceiling with the ends of the rope. Spyro tries to shoot fire on them, but the goblins tug on the ropes, jerking him back and forth. They start to pull him off when, from out of nowhere, roar. Sparks suddenly charges up with the stick, screaming at the top of his lungs. Smack, smack, smack. He goes from one goblin to the other, hitting them in their faces. You like that? How about this? He starts behind them and thunk, 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 hits them over their heads. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He keeps hitting them until they screech and drop their ropes and run off. Anyone else want a piece of me? Come on, I'm David fucking Spade. Spyro's like, Sparks, that was amazing. I'm Elijah Wood, by the way. Sparks, what? What happened? Did I just black out? He notices the stick in his hand and sees the goblins all around him. What am I doing? Let's get out of here. Flight, Spyro, remember? Flight. Sparks flies off. Spyro runs after him and up to Ignitus, who's still just dispatching with goblins around his neck. But still, more are flooding into the room. There are too many, Hunter. Come! Hunter turns and leaps into Ignitus's back, and they all flee through a shattered opening in the crumbled wall. Spyro charges down the temple stairs, Sparks flying by his side, terrified. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. The goblins start popping up all around him, and Ignitus, flying with Hunter on his back, does his best to blast them away. Blast! 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 Ignitus, go! Don't stop! Spyro and Sparks flee down the stairs into a nearby forest, but then, oh no! Spyro just catches himself before he runs off a cliff. Whoa! He looks over the edge. It's a deep ravine that looks like it's gonna go on forever. Spyro teeters on the edge as Sparks flies past him. Come on, Spyro, fly. What? You know I can't. Ignitus takes to the air with Hunter on his back and swoops around to face Spyro. You can and you must. You are a dragon. Spyro looks back. But don't you understand? The first 3 games I could only glide without a power-up. Where are the archways? The goblins are closing in around him, and he looks over the edge of the ravine. It's now or never. Listen, Spyro. Listen, Spyro. Listen to the blood of your ancestors. Let them lift you up. He closes his eyes, trying to listen. Now fly. Spyro takes a few steps and leaps off the edge of this cliff. He floats there in the air as if the whole world slowed down, and then his little wings start flapping. He stays aloft. It's jerky and awkward, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it, exclaims Spyro. Sparks suddenly appears behind him. Well, look at that. Fat boy can actually fly. Can you believe it, Sparks? I'm flying. I'm actually flying. Whoa, it's amazing. Spyro flaps his wings and climbs higher into the air. He shoots through the clouds, a broad smile on his face when roar, an enormous black shape appears before him. Ah! It's Cinder. Spyro tries to put on the brakes, but he hasn't learned how to do that yet. Cinder swoops towards him and reaches out with her talons, but then she suddenly stops. She hangs there in the air staring at Spyro. A light seems to come into her eyes that we haven't seen before. Spyro sees it too. He's stunned. They float there, staring at one another when Ignitus swoops and roar! Ignitus appears out of nowhere, slamming Cinder away. Get back, foul beast! Cinder rolls, but then rights herself and spins back around. Blast! She fires, and Ignitus dodges, but Cinder is right on his ass. She tackles him. They grapple in the air, and Hunter falls off of Ignitus's back. Hunter! Ignitus, he goes to dive after him, but he can't get out of Cinder's clench. Spyro watches Hunter fall through the air, and without thinking, he suddenly drops his wings and goes into a dive. He races after Hunter, but swoop, he snatches him right before he hits the ground. Young one, says Hunter. Spyro flies wildly through the sky with Hunter hanging upside down. They finally land safely on the ground, and Hunter gives Spyro a look of shocked gratitude. You deserve every bow. Spyro's knees weaken, shocked at his own performance. He then hears a roar and looks up to see Ignitus still facing off with Cinder. Blast! Ignitus blasts her wing, but Cinder is strong and quickly fires back. Kaboosh! Her black fire hits Ignitus right in the chest. It throws him backwards into the air, but before he can recover, Cinder sends another explosive stream of black fire at him. Whoosh! Ignitus roars in pain and he goes limp right there in the air. He starts falling right out of the sky. Ignitus! Exclaims Spyro, but Ignitus is falling and falling and falling until slam! He hits the fucking ground, shaking the earth. Spyro, Hunter, and Sparks rush to his side. Big Red? Ignitus! Are you okay? Ignitus turns to them, his eyes unable to focus. Spyro. Spyro grabs him and tries to help him to his feet. Ignitus, get up! We have to get out of here. The Dark Master... No, that is not the Dark Master. It is only his apprentice. Spyro says, what? Spyro looks up to see Cinder dropping down behind them. It doesn't matter. We have to get out of here now. Ignitus weakly raises his head and looks at Spyro. Spyro, you must believe. Believe in what you and let your ancestors show you the way. Only then will you fulfill Your destiny. Ignitus gives Spyro one last look and then starts to fade away. His thick, leathery hide is becoming translucent. And Spyro's eyes widen in horror. What's happening? Ignitus! His deep red color flows out of his body and streams into the sky. And then he's gone. Ignitus! Spyro stares at the patch of ground where Ignitus once lay. And then an evil cackle rises behind him. And now, to finish this once and for all, says Cinder. Spyro, Hunter, and Sparks turn to see Cinder stalking towards them. Say goodbye, Dragon of the Prophecy. Cinder clenches, inhales, and then suddenly, the ground beneath Spyro, Hunter, and Sparks gives way, swallowing them into the earth. Blah! Cinder's black fire just narrowly misses them. But when the dust settles, they're gone, and the earth is again intact. Cinder rushes to the spot where they were standing. It's solid. What? She stomps her feet and... Ah! I'll get you! Man, what a scene. What's up, Nova? Cheers. So, plot synopsis. Thank you for the sub, by the way. Cheers. At this point, Spyro has grown from a small baby with very awkward interactions with his Dragonfly adoptive parents, where he shits in a diaper as well as gets inflated by a hose. And he has now gone through the trials and tribulations that Ignitus, his dragon guardian of the prophecy, has put him through in the Dragon Temple. He's done all of the shitty 20-minute long little tutorial sections where he learns all of the elemental breaths, just like in the game. And now, they're being attacked by the goblins. They narrowly escape when, finally, Spyro learns to fly by jumping off a cliff at the last second. He's flying through the air with all of his friends, Ignitus, Hunter, Sparks, when they encounter Cinder. Cinder, coming through the fucking shit, locks eyes with Spyro, and they have a little sort of romantic, sort of awkward, like preteen love moment when suddenly Ignitus begins a fight with Cinder. They're like, oh, kaboosh, boosh, and they're shooting fire at each other. And then Cinder fucking kills Ignitus. Ignitus fucking dies in Spyro's arms. And then, not realizing that the fight wasn't even over yet, Spyro turns to see Cinder about to do the finishing blow on the rest of them before being swallowed by the earth. And now here we are at the next scene. This is getting juicy right now. I like it. My voice is already a little sore. I'm not gonna lie. You could probably hear it. What page are we on? We're on page 71. There's only like a dozen pages left. Okay, next scene. Everyone's underground. We are pulled through the dirt with Spyro, Hunter, and Sparks. Roots and rocks shoot by us as we're dragged deeper. Sparks, voiced by David Spade. Spyro, what's going on? Suddenly a light. That hiccup was part of David Spade's drinking, you know, that was like, I was in character there. Spyro says, Hunter? Hunter squints into the darkness. Moliere? A short, mole-like creature with squinty eyes steps into the light and wriggles his nose at Hunter. Moliere says, Hunter, thank goodness we got you in time, old friend. Where's Ignitus? Hunter looks down solemnly. It was the black minion of the Dark Master. She was too much for him. What? It's not possible, says Moliere. The great Ignitus? Fallen? Moliere drops his head, and more mole people step into the light around him. I don't remember this race from the game. Maybe they exist. They exchange solemn looks. We came as soon as we felt the movements of the earth. It's our fault. We should have been swifter. We should have... Moliere trails off, suddenly noticing Spyro. Is this... Hunter nods. Moliere and the moles brighten. Then perhaps all is not yet lost. Moles, behold, the great dragon of prophecy. Spyro looks around to see all the moles looking at him with hope in their eyes. Hunter gets down on one knee and addresses Spyro more intimately. I can only imagine what you are feeling right now, young one, but the loss of Ignitus cannot protect you from fulfilling your destiny. It is up to you now. Remember, Sparks is the dragonfly that follows you. Sparks looks at Hunter, looks at all the moles, and Spyro, okay, next scene. Spyro rushes through the tunnel. Sparks is chasing after him. Spyro, stop! Spyro, stop. Come on, wait up. Spyro stops and Sparks catches up out of breath. Where are you going? There's still maybe time, Spyro says, to get back to the Glen. We can warn Mom and Dad. Mom, Pop. We can hide, and Sparks flies in front of him. The Glen? Don't you remember? If the Dark Master gets his way, there is not going to be any Glens anymore. There is just going to be darkness. There's nothing I can do about it, Sparks. Ignitus was right. I'm not ready. And now that he's gone, I'll never be. There's nothing left to do but leave. Run and get as far away from this tunnel as possible. Spyro turns to run down, but Sparks stops him. Spyro, you don't have that choice anymore. What? What are you talking about? Remember, you're not a dragonfly, Spyro. You're a dragon, and dragons don't have a choice, they fight. Spyro looks at him, taking this in, and then looks away. But even if I wanted to, I can't do it alone. You don't have to. I will fight with you. Spyro looks at Sparks, taken by his sudden bravery. And then, as will we, says the Moliere. Spyro turns to see the Moliere and his entire mole tribe standing behind him with picks and axes. And the cheetahs are already on their way. 10,000 strong, Spyro. Spyro turns again to see Hunter standing behind him, his sword unsheathed. We will all fight beside your side, great dragon of prophesied. Hunter bows, and everyone bows with him, even Sparks. Spyro looks at the room full of his new allies. It's an awesome sight. He takes a deep breath. The choice has been finally made. Now, we're about to get back to the evil lair here. Scene change. Back to the mountain of Mordor. The red eyes of the Dark Master stare to the life gem, and the red essence of Ignitus flows into it. Remember, the fucking gem that the Dark Lord uses, it's powered by the souls of dead dragons. Sort of similarly to how Nasty Nork sort of gets power from from gems. I don't know. It's not really a clear connection there. So yeah, the soul of Ignitus goes into the Dark Master's gem. He says, oh, is that the mighty guardian Ignitus I see? The gem suddenly pulsates, illuminating the silhouettes of the ghostly dragons inside. Yes, his fire will serve me well. There's a flutter of wings and Cinder appears inside the chamber. The red eyes turn on her and narrow. Why have you returned? I sense your errand is not yet complete. Cinder bows down before him. I do not know what happened, Master. Some form of magic came to his aid and... You failed me. Cinder steps back, terrified. I'm sorry, my lord, Goosh! A blast of purple fire suddenly explodes out of the darkness and knocks Cinder away. Is there no creature capable of doing my bidding? Whoosh! Another blast of purple fire slams into Cinder and she begins to shrink. Even you, who I nurtured, who I created. Whoosh! The Dark Master blasts her again, and Cinder rises on the ground and shrinks again. Her mighty black mash is becoming smaller and smaller until all that remains is a young black dragon, about Spyro's size, coincidentally. She stutters on the ground when a shadow falls upon her, and the Dark Master finally steps out of his darkness. He's massive, monolithic. He's been shrouded by darkness the entire series, the entire story until now. He's massive, monolithic, and bulging with muscle and sinew. And he's fucking purple, just like Spyro. Yeah, you didn't have to write that part. He turns his red eyes on little Cinder and shakes his head. You fucking bitch. What a disappointment you turned out to be. He inhales to give her one final blast when Master! The Dark Master stops to see Pox fluttering into the window. You should see this. The Dark Master turns to the chamber window to see what looks like a great army on the horizon. Moles, cheetahs, and the silhouette of a small dragon leading them. The Dark Master narrows his eyes. So it shall be. He picks up the life gem, hangs it around his neck with a chain, and flies out of the room with an earth-shattering flutter of his wings. Zhoosh. Take a drink real quick. A red sun rises over the Black Mountain Castle. We're about to have a big showdown here, guys. Herds of elemental beasts and legions of goblins occupy a sprawling encampment surrounding the fortress like an army laying in wait. Suddenly, the Dark Master bursts from the highest tower and aligns onto a lower parfait. The goblins and elemental beasts seem to gasp collectively. Goblins, beasts, loyal legions of the service of darkness. That took me a minute to get that voice. The dawn of eternal night is upon us. Today, that's the name of the game, by the way, Eternal Night. Today we fight our final battle, and tomorrow these lands belong to us. We are evil. The beasts screech with delight and wave their clubs and maces. Rah! Now go, show them the folly of their hope. How dare they have hope and peace, right? Fuck them. The goblins and elemental beasts let out a guttural battle cry and charge towards the approaching enemy. Gah! We zoom across the field to see Spyro, wearing a golden battle helmet, hovering at the head of the army of moles and cheetahs. His eyes widen at the sight of the Dark Master's beasts charging towards them. He tries to steel himself. Beside him, Sparks, wearing his own little battle helmet, also gulps. Hey, you know something? I think I might have left the campfire on. I better go check. Sparks goes to fly off, but Spyro grabs him and turns him back around. He sets his jaw and suddenly kicks off and takes to the sky. Hunter and the Moliere take off beside him, and the cheetahs and mole men charge. The two armies get closer and closer and closer until clash! They meet with the clatter of a metal against metal. Cheetah warriors throw their spears and swing their swords. Mole men scatter with their picks and axes. The battle has finally begun. A huge elemental beast picks up a cheetah when Hunter leaps onto its back and knocks him the fuck out. He helps the other cheetah, and up the two charge back into battle. Moliere and the other two mole men, charge through a row of goblins. The goblins snicker, raising their maces and swipe. The Moliere and moles suddenly dive into the ground and create a hole into the earth. What? Moles making a hole? However, will they outsmart that? Before they know it, the goblins fall in and are buried up to their necks. Classic mole maneuver. They learned that one from Pokemon Shirley. Up in the air, Spyro and Sparks hover over the battle. Spyro sees two elemental beasts overcoming the cheetah warrior. He looks over at Sparks, and Sparks nods. Bring it. Sparks grits his teeth and dives towards the battlefield. Whoosh! He flies behind the elemental beast and closes his eyes. Okay, reach for the fire, Spyro says. Reach for the fire. Reach for the... He breathes and blast. The elemental beasts are blown back, hit the ground and burst into bits. Yeah, Spyro says. He pumps his fist. Yeah. Woohoo. Woohoo. Now that's what I call a barbecue. Nice one, grape juice. Spyro smiles and turns his back to the battle. He sees 4 goblins chasing a group of mole men. He narrows his eyes and dives towards them. Hey, is it hot out here, or is it just you? He inhales and poof, he only makes a little puff of smoke. The goblins grin as they see their opportunity. They raise their maces when suddenly disappear from view. Spyro looks down and sees the Moliere burying the goblins below them in their giant hole. Based goblin moment. Thanks, Moliere. Uh-oh. There are more of them, the Moliere says. He points. Spyro turns and sees a dozen more goblins closing in. Uh-oh. Thinking fast. There's a blizzard inside me. There's a blizzard inside me. There's a... Kaboosh! He just nuts a torrent of ice, freezing all the goblins in place just before they clobber him. Another... Yeah! Another fist pump. Sparks flies up. May I? Sure. Dink! Sparks taps the frozen goblins with a stick and they all shatter. Classic moment.
Thanks, Sparks, but slam out of nowhere. The pox lands on Spyro's head and slams his wings over his eyes, sending Spyro into a tailspin. Whoa! You like that? Then you're gonna love these, the pox says. He bares his fangs and is about to bite Spyro on the neck when he says, Hey, Bat Brain, why don't you pick on someone your own size? Bam! Sparks suddenly flies into frame and knocks Pox off of Spyro. I got this one, Spyro. Thanks, Sparks. Spyro flies off and blasts more goblins with his fire and ice. Sparks and Pox face off in midair. What are you supposed to be? Pox says. A butterfly? A firefly? A fucking fly? Sparks says, You know what I am? I am your worst nightmare. Bam! Sparks punches Pox in the eye. Ow! Hey, I wasn't ready, you fucking bam, 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 another one. Sparks hits him 3 more times. Ow! Ow, ow, that's it, you fucking bitch. You're asking for it. Pox opens his fangs wide and dives bomb Sparks. Sparks casually flies to the side and dunk! Pox slams into the tree stumps. He goes and pulls himself out, but Pox's fangs are stuck in the trunk. He says, hey, that's not fair. But Sparks chuckles and flies off. He catches back up with Spyro and he's taking down even more goblins. Spyro says, hey, Sparks, let's see what else is inside me. Spyro turns and zooms towards a gang of elemental beasts flying after some cheetahs. He swoops down, inhales, and roar! Zoom! A bolt of lightning shoots out of his fucking dick, shocking the beasts. They shudder and keel over. Yeah! A third fist pump. 3 more come at him, their maces raised. Spyro closes his eyes, inhales, and a gust of wind rushes out of him, blowing the elemental beasts, plus 10 more behind them across the battlefield. Now that was cool. Molemen and the cheetahs cheer. Spyro looks around. They now outnumber the goblins and elemental beasts. They're doing it. They're actually... Enough. The Dark Master suddenly drops from the sky and appears before Spyro. Spyro's eyes widen in horror as the enormous purple dragon hanging in the air before him. Sparks says, Spyro, he's purple just like you. No shit, Sherlock. Spyro hovers in the air, gaping at the Dark Master. The Dark Master gives him an amused smile. Well, what are you waiting for? Didn't you come here to destroy me? Isn't that your destiny? Blast! The Dark Master shoots a breath of purple fire at Spyro. Goosh! But Spyro dodges. That's right. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Blast! Another shoot of torrent of ice from Spyro at the Dark Master. It coats the enormous wings of him, freezing him in place, but Spyro beams and the Dark Master looks back and easily shrugs off the ice. Uh-oh. The Dark Master's tail suddenly comes out of nowhere and whips the fuck out of Spyro. Whoa! He goes tumbling through the air and finally rights himself, and a whoosh! Before he's ready, he's unlashed with another powerful blast of fire at the Dark Master. The Dark Master is like, whoa! Raw! The Dark Master is blown away, and Spyro flies after him and continues his attack. Zap! A bolt of lightning. Whoosh! A blast of wind. Woof! Another blast of fire, and the Dark Master flounders. He falls back and he drops to the ground. Sparks and the rest of the creatures hold their breath. Could this be the end? He's doing it. He's doing it. Spyro flies after the Dark Master, blasting him as fast as he can. Zap! Whoosh! Woof! He fucking the Dark Master! The Dark Master spins and backhands him with the wing. Spyro flies back, tumbling through the sky, and then it all just happens so fast. The Dark Master is suddenly upon him, blasting with ferocity like the which we've never seen before. Woof! 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 Over and over in unending bursts of purple fire. Spyro is blown back and forth in midair. Boom, boom, boom. It's too much for him. It's the same color as him. He's engulfed by the fire. He drops from the sky and falls lifelessly to the ground. Sparks gasps. Hunter and the Moliere turn. The Dark Master cackles and lands before Spyro. I've spent years searching these lands for you, and now that you lie before me, I realize what a waste it's been. Spyro squints up at the Dark Master and sees the life gem hanging around his neck. The ghostly silhouettes of the fallen dragons swirl inside. And then Spyro sees
his own reflection cast on the face of the gem. It's almost as if he's right there among the generations of dragons that came before him. They swirl past, and is that Ignitus? As he passes, he says, "Believe, Spyro, you must believe." A new look comes into Spyro's eyes as the Dark Master inhales and prepares to deliver his final blow. "You're not the dragon of prophecy. You're barely even a dragon." Vroom! The Dark Master unloads his breath of fire, but Spyro rolls out of his way just in time. He leaps into the air and flaps defiantly before the Dark Master. "You're wrong," he says. "I am the dragon of prophecy. The blood of my ancestors courses through my veins. I can finally feel it, and so will you. Be toast." Why didn't they put that there? Spyro inhales, and kaboosh! A volcano of fire suddenly explodes from his mouth. Purple and pulsating with energy, it blows the Dark Master back and engulfs the life gem on his chest. Yes! The gem seems to absorb the flames for a moment, and then it shatters into a flash of blinding light. The world is silent, and the Dark Master hangs in the balance, in the sky, his eyes wide open, and then he starts to disappear. He's fading into the harsh light, and then he's gone. Spyro watches. The sky starts to dim, and the pieces of the gem start to come back together in the air. The shards reassemble themselves, and the life gem glows once more. Plunging itself into the ground, the gem shakes the earth. Pox pulls his teeth out of the stump and flaps into the air. "Master, wait for me." Pox zooms into the ground after the gem. The world quakes around him, and then it settles. Spyro looks around, squinting through the fog and smoke, and sees the goblins and the elemental beasts. They're sinking back into the ground as well. They're whining as their bodies turn back into dirt and mud and fall to pieces. A strong wind picks up around Spyro, and the clouds start to part. He sees God himself. The sky clears and brightens with the blackened earth that swept into the horizon, turning the land back into the green valley it once was. Ah, yes! Order is restored to the land again. Spyro's face lights up along with the world around him when... "I told you, you were a very special dragon." Ignitus. Spyro spins to see Ignitus standing in the fog. "Ignitus?" Ignitus steps up and smiles warmly. "You did it, Spyro. You saved us all." Ignitus escorts Spyro out of the fog to see hundreds of dragons. There's thousands of them. There's blue ones and green ones and brown ones. A dragon for every color of the rainbow except for purple, because that's Spyro, he's special. And then 100 more even then. Spyro is awestruck. "Would you like to meet them?" says Ignis. Spyro lets loose a smile, overcome with emotion. "There's so many of them. Where do we even begin?" Ignitus smiles. "Let's start with my brother guardians." Ignitus leads Spyro to a group of 3 noble dragons. The first one is yellow and looks frenetic, intellectual. "Voltaire, allow me to present Spyro." Voltaire grabs Spyro's hand and frantically shakes it. "It borders on the miraculous, incredible, stupendous. A dragon of your size defeating the Dark Master? I am completely flabbergasted, flummoxed, you might say." "All right, Voltaire, you've had plenty of time to express yourself." My training?" "Yes. These are your new mentors." Or sorry, you'll have plenty of time to express yourself during his training. And Spyro's like, "My training?" "Yes, there will be plenty of new blah 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 fucking training." "Okay." Voltaire nods enthusiastically. Ignitus gestures to a blue dragon with a stodgy look on his face. "And this is Cyril. He'll show you how to better control your ice." By the way, these dragons were all in the actual game. These were the ones that like taught you the fucking elemental things. There wasn't any like big battle before they would teach you the things, but I mean it's like the same kind of concept. "It will be an honor, old chap." What you did out there was a really smashing experience. I can't wait to get into the fish and chips and have some bloody old fucking mashed potatoes with you and chop it all up, with the fucking queen and all that shit. I have the worst British accent ever. Spyro's like, "Wow, thanks." Ignitus steps up to the last guardian, a mighty green dragon that seems rough around the edges. Ignitus says, "Terrador will help you hone your powers of Earth." Pterodor steps up. It's clear that you have some skills, but they are very crude. Perhaps with some guidance, you will become a truly great warrior. Spyro nods. Ignitus steps in front of him, in front of the Guardians, and he smiles down at him. And of course, Spyro, I will always be there for you, your mentor of fire. It makes sense. He's red. That's, makes color sense. Spyro gazes up at his new mentors in awe when Sparks suddenly flies up.
Spyro, come quick. It's...
What is it, Sparks? What is it?
I think it's Cinder.
Sparks points to a small black dragon limping out of the mountain of Malifor. What? Cinder meekly looks around at all the dragons coming out of the fog. Come, little one, says Ignitus. It's okay. As Cinder cautiously approaches, Spyro looks up at Ignitus, confused. Cinder was once an egg, he explains, in the temple, just like you, until the Dark Master got to her. Your pasts are linked, your destinies intertwined, as will be your future. Spyro looks at Cinder. I think I knew it. Outside the Dragon Temple, I sensed something. Something I couldn't explain. It was some sort of romantic sexual tension, you would say. Something of Cinder looks at all the dragons looking down at her. She says, I'm sorry. I did so many terrible things. Spyro says, it's okay. He's gone now. Everything's gonna be different now, Cinder. They exchange a smile when Sparks flies up again.
That's right, it is. Let's hear it for my brother, Spyro the Dragon.
The entire crowd of dragons and molemans and cheetahs, they all cheer and we... Woo! Pan to the next scene. Wow. What a battle, guys. Holy shit. What a battle. Cheers. Here's the epilogue. Wildflowers bloom. Pollen drifts lazily into the breeze. Sunlight streams through the trees. Spyro flies up, flanked by Sparks and Cinder. Sparks talking a mile a minute.
It was amazing. You were like, Zzz, and he was like, oh man, you think you got me? And I was like, think that's bad? How about you try a little bit of this? And he was like,
I know, Sparks. I was there, remember? And you were recapping it the whole time. Sparks gives him a little smile.
I'm just excited to get home and tell everyone about it.
Spyro smiles. Cinder looks at him. Do you think it'll be okay? Asks Cinder. Will they let me stay? Spyro says, of course. They let me stay, remember? Cinder smiles. I wonder
if they heard about it yet. You don't think they're expecting us, do you?
Suddenly, the trees part to reveal all of the dragonflies in the glen. They're cheering! Spyro and Sparks light up. Flash and Luna appear in the crowd and fly towards them. Sparks says,
Mom, Dad, oh god.
Sparks flies to meet them and hugs them both. Oh, my beautiful boy. Oh. Flash says, don't you mean boys, honey? Flash opens his arms to see Spyro. Come here, son. Gives him a little noogie. Spyro beams and flies towards them, and Flash smiling the whole way. Hey, look who found his wings. I'm so proud of you, honey, says Luna, his mom. But, you have to be careful. There are a lot of crazy flyers out there, and...
Mom, trust me, I think I can handle it.
Spyro laughs as Sparks zooms in a circle and comes face to face with the beautiful dragonfly Glimmer.
Hi, Glimmer. How's it going?
Glimmer looks at him and... Mwah, she says, calling back to their original interaction earlier where Sparks got a fit of prepubescent anxiety the first time he saw her. He's in love with her, as you see. She's calling back to that, so it's kind of like she's she's acknowledging it. All right. She turns and flies off with her friends, toward her friends, mortified. Glimmer says, oh my god, did you see that? He talked to me. Sparks the hero actually talked to me. Sparks beaming. He's like,
Sparks the hero, huh? Kind of has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? I was the bad Santa Claus in that one movie.
Spyro says, well, sure beats blah. Blah. Fucking, I imagine anytime I see the word blah written out, it's I think Hank Hill going like blah. Spyro and Sparks exchange a smile when the Dragonfly bully comes back from the beginning. You remember that guy? Remember the Dragonfly bully calling Spyro a little cocksucker? You remember that? Yo, that's it. Yo, Gigantoid. Spyro turns to see the Dragonfly bullying fluttering in front of him. Spyro narrows his eyes when... He says, "Can I have your autograph?" The dragonfly bully is holding out a leaf and a piece of charcoal, and a group of other young dragonflies fly up behind him. They're like, "Me too! Me too!" Spyro smiles and starts signing away. That's gonna be me at GDQ, by the way. Dissolve to the next scene. Spyro flies up and lands on the edge of a cliff. He gazes out over the landscape, letting the wind catch his wings and raise them up behind him. A new fresco is painted on the room of the elders. That fresco is like, I guess it's like a drawing. It's like a, you know, calligraphy or some shit. He's the exact same image. It's Spyro, the dragon of prophecy, looking towards his future. And then suddenly, crack! The panel crumbles to pieces, revealing sparks fluttering behind it. I didn't touch it, I swear. A little comic relief to end it off. Fade to black. And that, my friends, was part 1 of Spyro, The Legend of Spyro 3D, coming to movies sometime in pre-2010 until 2010 rolls around and there's still no news. And then they release Skylanders instead. And now anytime I tell a little kid that I play Spyro, they're like, "You mean Skylander?" Yes. Well, thank God they're not saying you mean The Legend of Spyro 3D, because that's what we just read right now, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was the script. Chuggers in the chat.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.